Hello, my name is David Cody, Deerfield Beach, 441 Northwest 2nd Avenue, the Airwoods area. This is my first time addressing the commission, actually one of my first times at this meetings. I'd like to thank Ms. Portier for actually inspiring me to get involved with the commission and my city. I've been here for 31 years, and unfortunately I've never been, and I've actually never taken an interest in all of this.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, you were going to leave town too if you didn't win an election.
And the next time you take my name, old man.
Excuse me, Jean, please.
Yeah, well,
Wait,
you
Jean,
stop him.
please.
You didn't stop him. Or you don't have a phone.
Yeah, that's why you lost 3 times. And it cost you $35,000.
One other thing, Joe, you mentioned, they call you. Do you know why? Because they call me, and I give them the answers that they don't want to hear, maybe. Jean Robb calls you and says, by the way, Joe, we got you. And then she calls me and says, we got Joe. If you don't come on board, we'll know about that. And then for 20 years, our former mayor wrote all these terrible things about Century Village. Every single time an item comes up, she banned Century Village as not paying their fair share. Now, all of a sudden, last Friday, she makes a speech and says, I love Century Village, and because I love you, I'm going to give you bagels and coffee to come to City Hall. That's our former mayor. My fellow neighbors. What was that?
Excuse me.
My fellow neighbors, if you feel that you can be bought for bagel and coffee, then I'm sorry for you. We can't. Why don't you give me an opportunity to speak?
Excuse me. If we have to remove people, then that's so big.
Well, look, it looks like, yeah, why don't you get rid of them?
No, I have not. She's screaming in our ear. Oh, it is not.
Well, that's his wife, by the way.
Okay.
That's his wife.
Please, no, please. Sit down, please, Charlie. Please sit down, Charlie.
Just like you mention anything you want. I have the opportunity to speak. Sit down and listen. If you don't want to listen, leave. Sit down. Hey, deputy, if he doesn't want to sit down, would you remove him?
It's really funny that one of the critics tonight that says, look, a one mil tax decrease doesn't really do much for us, but last budget time, when we wanted to raise it a little bit, they thought it was a big deal to lower it a half mil. They want us to dip into our reserves, and that was going to be a huge deal to lower it by a half mil. But suddenly now, a 1 mil decrease isn't good enough. But this whole perception of inequity in the decision-making process that's being propagated by a select few that says, well, you know, we don't have representation. In my opinion, that's much more damaging to the district than the actual tax itself. Because what it does, it plays on old, very realistic issues of inequality that I think that, quite frankly, I question the motivation of it. We had that same sort of argument then. They were trying to pass a code of ethics at that time. And people said, well, no, you can't do that because all we have are place sitters up there. They're not really the elected officials. They shouldn't make that decision. Those same people happen to be against the code of ethics. They try to use a thinly veiled thing of, well, you really shouldn't have people up there in a temporary place making hardcore decisions. The reality was what it was that they didn't want it to pass. Now you have a small ones that are saying, well, you shouldn't take action on this because we don't have representation. Well, theoretically, everything we do up here affects the taxpayer. So if we go by what they're saying, we should really not have any more commission meetings until we get another commissioner up here. Is that what we should do? We should pretty much stop making decisions? Is that what should happen? Yeah, I can tell you guys have done your homework. Those are clapping to do that. That makes a lot of sense. The reality is you can't do that. The business of the city's got to move forward. It is not our fault that one of our colleagues was arrested. Matter of fact, the one thing that seems to be lacking in the argument is the outrage by the fact of what had occurred that required her to be removed. I frankly should be present in this argument. I don't see it. Instead, it's us. We're the bad guys. Absolutely unbelievable, in my opinion.
Okay, I had pictures tonight, but unfortunately, I couldn't get them to Amanda to show the abuse that can be done with public records. And unfortunately, I have them on my cell phone if anybody wants to see them afterwards. And so we are hoping to copy what you're doing, and we were hoping that there was some sort of a limit on it, but...
No, you're not allowed,
Well, wait till you see this.
No, it doesn't matter.
I know, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, I don't
frustrating.
know if you guys really know what we're going through.
No, I don't, but...
Yeah, we've done most of the requests to your board, so yeah, we know what we've gone through.
And continue it.
25, resolution appointing a regular member to the Housing Authority.
I'm asking this to be tabled. There's some, questions I need to get answered. So, no.
A motion to table?
Yes, and time uncertain.
Time uncertain.
Tabling means what? We have two openings and they're not?
They're not.
Okay.
Right. At this time.
We need a second and a vote.
I'll make the motion to table the item number 25.
I'll second.
Thank you. Can I have roll call, please?
Yes, Commissioner Ganz?
Yes.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Popelsky?
Yes.
And Mayor Noland?
Yes.